The story that could rewrite Barcelona's season isn't a spectacular save or a last-minute goal. It is a paperwork problem that sits between proud tradition and cold accounting. Ter Stegen, the man who has carried the Barca goal for years, has been forced into a recovery period after surgery and a summer clouded by a medical report row. While he rebuilds his body, the club used the wage slot tied to his contract to register a new face, Joan Garcia, a young keeper entrusted by Hansi Flick and the board as a long-term option. On the surface, this looks like a straight competition, an established veteran versus a rising talent. Underneath, though, there is a far nastier complication. Ter Stegen could return physically, but find himself ineligible to play because clubs must fit squads inside strict registration windows and meet capital financial registration requirements. Ooh, that is the time bomb at the heart of this story. Even a heel Ter Stegen may need Barca to free up fresh capital to re-register him before he can step between the posts again. Picture the consequences. If Flick keeps faith with Garcia during the first half of the season with performances, clean sheets or simple continuity, the coach will have a real selection dilemma. If Garcia excels, the narrative becomes not just about fitness but about strategy. Is Barca moving toward a new era with a younger number one, or will they clear the financial path and reinstate a captain who remains hugely influential in the dressing room? There are tactical consequences too. A keeper's distribution, command of the box and relationship with defenders shapes how a team builds from the back, and swapping keepers mid-season is never neutral. Off the pitch, the story raises questions about loyalty, contracts, and how clubs navigate financial constraints. Using a captain's salary to register another player is legal, yes, but it's also a public signal that resources are finite and choices are being made. For Ter Stegen personally, the journey is brutal. Rehab, the social media messages that double as reconciliatory gestures, and the quiet work to recover lower back strength with a target date hovering in the second half of the campaign. If he hits that window, there are practical hurdles, registration windows, club capital adjustments, and the board's appetite to reshuffle books mid-season. Fans will watch every training update and every transfer market whisper, because this is not just a single player's comeback, it's a referendum on the club's plan. Will Barca protect its established leaders, or will necessity accelerate a transition? Hansi Flick's role is pivotal. His selection choices signal the direction of the team, and a gamble now could pay off or backfire spectacularly in a title race. For Joan Garcia, the moment is baptism by fire. Perform and you justify the club's move, struggle, and the calls for the old guard to return will grow loud. Administratively, eyes will be on registration deadlines and how the club leverages loans, sales, or short-term capital to clear a berth for Ter Stegen should he be. That financial choreography is less glamorous than a penalty shootout, but it may be what decides who stands in goal when the season's defining matches arrive. So what should fans track? First, official medical timelines and any club statements about expected return dates. Second, matchday squads and whether Garcia starts consistently. Third, any boardroom moves or transfers that hint Barca is preparing to open space for Ter Stegen again. This is a high-stakes drama that combines human resilience, tactical consequence and administrative reality, a reminder that modern football is always played on several fields at once. At the end of the day, whether this becomes a feel-good comeback story or a passing of the torch will depend on fitness, paperwork and the courage of those who make the call. Keep the registration window, the recovery dates and Flick selection on your radar, because Barcelona's goalkeeping situation could be the single storyline that determines everything from their defensive rhythm to their identity for the months ahead.